and today we're doing another little cook along with me video. Today I'm gonna make like a wrap with the meat that you saw me use last time, and peppers and cheese and some nachos. It's gonna be fabulous, just you wait and see. Now, since this is gonna, like, obviously considering this is the second one, this is gonna be a series, I do want to explain a little bit better sort of the point of it, I guess. Because I had someone leave quite a lengthy comment that honestly I think I might just delete it because it annoys me. But they were like, you need to edit better and do more B-roll and do this and do that. And like, honestly, if that's what you're looking for, good for you. Oh, that's tilted. See, like, I'm not a content creator. Like, I make content, but I'm not like, we're not doing it like production wise, you know. I don't have the energy or the skills for it, to be quite honest with you. And the point of this series also isn't to make cooking look nice, you know. The point of this is to show like you can cook, like whoever you are, however you end up doing it. A massive amount of cooking for me is finding ways around other things. Like that bit of pepper looks gross, I'm just gonna cut it off and not worry about it. I don't want to deal with it. Like for me, cooking, even though it's something that I can do because it was drilled into me from a very, very young age, I do enjoy it at times. Most of the time, I don't. Most of the time I find it really hard to choose what to eat. I find it hard to find the energy to actually cook. Like for example, it's like 5:30, 6 p.m-ish right now. This is my first meal of the day. Like, I do not have the energy to do my basic life skills essentially properly. No chance in hell do I have the energy to like not only do the cooking and talk and like try and help you out and guide you through what I'm doing a little bit. Because as much as I'm hoping this can help people to like learn to cook a little bit, I'm hoping it can give people a little bit of extra confidence that they maybe didn't have before. Meal ideas, you know, I am hoping that these help in some way, but I'm not trying to teach you how to cook. And I also think that just cooking and showing it somewhat in real time, you know, like I will edit bits and try to like make the video interesting to watch, but for the most part, you're just watching me cook a very normal meal with low energy. I had a word then. You're watching me cook an average meal with not very much energy, watching it like near in real time and just seeing that like, you know, when you're watching cooking shows, like I've watched a lot of like fucking Gordon Ramsay and Nigella Lawson and like, I don't know, I've watched all sorts of cooking crap. I've had a special interest in cooking at various points throughout my life. But watching that kind of stuff makes it seem so complicated and like there's a very specific way that you need to do things. And I don't feel like cooking is that necessarily, you know, it doesn't have to be. Like some things have to be. You're not going to be able to just like wing a croissant or macarons or something, you know. But for like my everyday meals that I eat, you can just sort of wing it and do it your own way and figure out how you like it, and it works, you know. So for example, I'm not the biggest fan of peppers. I don't hate the flavour. I hate the flavour raw. I don't like raw peppers at all. But I don't mind it, you like when they're cooked. So it's time for my meat to go in. So I cut them up into really small little like squares and then somewhat cubes, I guess, and then somewhat overcook them. Honestly, I like them soggy and squishy and no texture left. Like they should be basically nothing. I will just be angry to show you what I'm doing in there once I've finished chopping my peppers. It's just the meat cooking. For anyone that didn't see the last one, I'm using spiced kebab pieces because they can't specify any sort of meat because it's not meat, it's vegan, faux protein shit. Whatever you want to call it, I don't care an awful lot, honestly. I'm so tired of having arguments about vegan meat. It's not really meat, isn't it? So why are you calling it that? And it's like, 'cause it's the easiest thing, like, deal with it. But yeah, that's what I'm cooking in that pan. I'm just cutting my peppers into wee little cubes. And like, I know full well that there are knife techniques and ways that you're supposed to like hold the vegetables and hold the knife and the type of knife that you're meant to use for the type of vegetable. I've figured out how I prefer doing it so that I don't cut my fingers off, because honestly, it's not the furthest away thing for me. I've done the whole like slicing avocado and just slicing right into your hand. I've been cutting bread before and I'd be like, what's that red thing? Oh, it's blood. I've just sliced into my hand while cutting bread. Like, I'm a clumsy bit of an idiot when it comes to things like that. So just figuring out the best way for me to do it for myself is the way to go. And I don't feel like we're told that enough when it comes to cooking. That you can just, you know, if it's edible and you don't get sick and you enjoy it, then you're doing fine. It doesn't matter. Because like a bunch of you also commented that you just don't cook at all anymore. You use microwave meals, you use ready meals. And that's also completely fine. Like, this isn't me trying to make you feel guilty because you don't cook and I do. It, like I've said in many, many videos, fed is best. As long as you're eating, you're fine. I would have more like microwave and ready meals, but when I don't like them, you know, it's already pretty hard to find vegan ones. And it's always like chickpea curry, chickpea burrito, things like that. And I don't like that type of food. That's not for me, it's not what I want every day. So I do have to cook my own food, otherwise I would be on microwave meals. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like while I was in the US, almost all of their food has microwave instructions. Like that was a big thing for me. I was like, whoa guys! Like chicken nuggets, burritos, corn dogs. Like I found vegan versions of all of those. And in the UK normally you will have instructions for pan, like how to cook it on the hob and how to cook it in the oven. And I wasn't aware that food could be so versatile in the modes of cooking. You know, like some places are starting to do air fry instructions too, but we don't get microwave instructions on that much stuff unless it is specifically microwave food. So I won't lie, I did mostly live at restaurants and go out to eat and order food and enjoy in America. But the few times that I did like make food for myself, I'm not going to say I cooked. Because I just used the microwave and it was so much easier, and I wish that I could live like that all the time. I would eat so many more meals if I could just get like microwave chicken nuggets with a microwave bag of broccoli, you know, like I would eat that. I wouldn't be eating my first meal right now if that was, I wouldn't be making my first meal of the day at fucking 5:30 PM if that was the case, if I could just do that. It would be so much nicer and so much easier, and I would prefer it. And especially when it's like, in order to work with my sensory needs, I have to stand here for fucking ever, just chopping fucking pepper into little cubes. I used to, like, this is a very average meal for me. I make this quite a lot with just various types of, like, fake meats. Normally chicken nuggets, the fried ones, or the really cheap Asda ones, depending where I'm at in the month. I much prefer the fried ones for taste and texture, but if I'm broke, if I don't have the money for them, Asda ones do okay. But I used to do onions and garlic and with it, like, really make it a whole veggie medley type thing. It wasn't, it was just garlic, peppers and onions. You know, very basic really, but I don't have the energy to cook onions as well as doing this, so that doesn't happen anymore. And also, some of these bits of meat are absolutely massive, so I'm going to put those on the board and cut them before I put them back in. I can't deal with fake meat being that big, I just, no. No, 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 no. I like everything to be small and similar and sort of just blend together. I think it's probably mostly because I'm not the biggest fan of peppers honestly, but we do what we can. And I'm going to adjust the angle now so you can see what I'm doing. There we are. So now it's just, like, the meat is like 99% cooked already, honestly. I've stopped bothering to set a timer for it. I can see and smell and tell when it's done. It's hot all the way through and a bit browned on the outside, you know? Like that's what I mean with like just getting used to what you're making and being like, I know that when it looks like this, when it smells like this, when it tastes like this or whatever else, it's done. I know a lot of people also talk about like constantly trying food as they're cooking. I don't do that. I just cook it and then hope it's good, honestly. And because I'm like so used to the things I make and I always make the same things, usually it's alright. It's okay. Just like last time, we're doing some salt, some pepper, some garlic granules. I know, I'm like, I'll just give them out. And some of this dirty fried seasoning, rich and smoky, because it feels right when having that. It just feels like what you're meant to do, I guess. Mix that in, and stir everything around. Right, look, sometimes if you don't cut it through all the way, that happens. I can't deal with that. It's going straight in the bin. Total food waste, but I just can't live like that. Here's the weird thing we're going to be doing for those that I like doing it and I haven't done it in a while. We're going to preheat the toasty maker on tiny part of the a little bit. Can you see it? There you can, there you go. Did I tell you what I'm actually making? I'm trying to like make my own version of like the crunch wrap poutine that I had in the US. But very much my own version of my usual like safe comfort things, you know? Oh no, it's starting to burn. Why is it sticking like that? Probably got it up a bit higher, I guess. We're gonna turn it down. Cheese. This Cathedral City plant-based cheese is like my favourite fucking thing in the world. That. I need to give that a wipe, it smells funny. Honestly, if you're only putting bread into a toasty maker, I think you're missing out. All sorts of shit can go in here. I've warmed up McDonald's burgers in here before. It's a godsend. I absolutely adore this thing, to be quite honest with you. Plus, on really low energy days, I just have a cheese toasty and that absolutely does me. It's perfect. I need to stir that again. It's starting to like stick quite a lot. I don't love that, so stop doing that. It'll be fine, it'll be fine. It's only, oh, this video's 40 minutes long. It's probably actually okay because I'm putting it into here anyway. Let's get a close up. I know I said I wasn't going to do B-roll and shit, but like I'm literally just moving a tripod. We can do this much. I do want you to see what I'm doing. I don't know if anyone's going to want to recreate this, to be fair. We'll find out if it's even any good. Cheese. I don't know. I don't know cheese because I do just everywhere. What about that? I hate portioning food. Like general food portioning is difficult for me. Like this is probably honestly, I don't know. I don't know if this is the right amount for one person. I don't know if this is too much for one person. I'm really bad with it, and I'm especially bad at like splitting food and like being like, this is half in one and half in the other. But it is the goal, that's what I'm aiming for. We pray that that's half in each. Sort of pass it into place, I guess. I make these all the time. I don't know why I'm so nervous this time. It's just because I'm being perceived by you guys. But it'll be fine. Fold it. Oh, they are a bit overfull. I did make a little bit too much, but it might be fine still. We'll find out. Right, this is the tricky part. So you get it all pulled in like that. Break that fucking crisp that just fucked it all up. Fold it all in. Slam it down. And personally, I've had this toasty maker specifically since I moved out at 16, which means that it does have a few quirks. One of which being that the little clasp is missing, so to close it, So to close it, we have to first do the board, but that's not actually quite tall enough. So then I have to grab my Nightmare on Elm Street magnet, and we just do a little shimmy shim. Fuck off. We just do, oh my god, I normally do this first time. I don't know why this is happening to me the moment someone's gonna see me do it. The shit, I'm going to cry. There we go. We just leave that for a few minutes now. I'm gonna do my dishes and then I'll be back with you. So I fucked around on TikTok for a hot minute to let it cool down. I feel like it's still very, very hot, to be honest with you, and I might burn my mouth. But this is what we made. Doesn't it look delicious? That made my heart go into my throat. I'm putting it down now. Shall I taste it with you? I don't think I tasted my meal with you last time. Last time, like, as much as I've done this, like, technique a lot, this is the first time I've done it with this specific like mixture of things. I have never put nachos in a wrap before. That was an entirely new experience I had at Taco Bell. Let's try it. I've never eaten on camera before. Don't look at me, take the bite. It's really good. It's just like my normal ones, but different. I need to work on adding vegetables and not fucking nachos, to be fair. But that's the video. You can tell I'm not used to eating on camera. Not sure I'm ever gonna eat on camera again, to be honest with you. I didn't enjoy that. But if you've enjoyed this video, you could like and subscribe. That'd be really fun. You can also follow me over on Instagram and TikTok. I post entirely autism content on TikTok, to be honest with you. Pretty much. Everything's autism focused. But over on Instagram, people I know in real life follow me, so I get embarrassed. And I post lots of stuff just like about my life, and that's the glamorized version. Instagram's the glamorized version of my life, frankly. So yeah, you can follow me over there if you want to see that. You can also become a Patreon member if you want to donate, like give me money, essentially. You get early content. I read everyone's comments no matter what. But yeah, you can become a Patreon member, that's the thing. If Patreon members told me what they wanted, I would do the things they wanted. But when I did a poll, it was just like one person that replied being like, I'm just here to support you, go ahead. And I was like, okay, cool, but like I feel like I should be providing something with this service and I'm not. So like, if you are a Patreon member, please tell me what you would like from me. If you aren't yet but would like to be and you want to like have control over me, there you go. If you don't care about extra content or whatever and just want to donate to me a one-time thing, I also have a Ko-fi, and all of that will be linked down below. I also recently had my emails hacked. Now I know a few people have sent me emails, so if you sent me an email, leave us a comment maybe, I don't know. My email, like, I can't get back into it, I'm a bit fucked and it's very scary. But that is the end of this video. That's a problem for a different Dana. I'm not dealing with that right now. I shouldn't have reminded myself of it. I get really anxious. I'm really anxious now. So I'm gonna go and eat my food and try not to be anxious. Whoever you are and wherever you are, I hope you have a lovely morning, evening, day, afternoon, week, month, year. And I will see you again in a couple of days.